Hey, YouTubers. I apologize if I bore you with information overload for this video, but I always try to paraphrase, what's overwhelmingly horrible, into something that's more mild or more moderate to hear about. With the increasing dire situation of coronavirus, everyone seems and sounds quite on edge. And it's just these days, well, I am not saying it's harder and harder to make money, but it's harder and it's getting increasingly harder for not just for business owners, but also employees, also freelancers to try and keep the majority of their clients happy, if not everyone pleased and happy. Well, though I'm not saying I'm trying to convince you that you should make everyone happy, since it's pretty much impossible to do so. And I also suspect if God could make everybody happy, and that can spark more disputes or more and more doubts, since my mind is completely filled with doubts, mostly, well, self-doubts, but also doubts about God, doubts about my future and what will happen to me. In just long story short, I'm trying to oops, Jesus. I'm trying to stretch my extreme length to remain as productive, to become as independent as I can. But another grim fact about the reality I'm facing is though I wish I could get some help from families, from relatives, and I try to get help, but the problem is, the help they have provided so far seems quite inadequate, since they don't, let's just say it gives me a bit of a false hope or false sense of false hope that things could start to get better and better, but the reality is, nowadays I can't even think straight. I can't even have absolute confidence in whatever I say, in whatever I do, and I don't actually trust. I can't fully trust anybody these days, to be absolutely honest with you guys. That brings another saddening fact. I don't even fully trust you guys out there. That's why I had to create a Discord server sorry, I have to create a Discord server, out there to discuss, to discuss potentially sensitive and controversial information, and I suppose I have to start another Discord server to talk about things that are even more controversial, are even more maybe to as seen or as perceived by the mainstream society, that what we discuss about will very much likely offend those people. There are just too much information, too many decisions to make, and too little time, too little strength. And I thought I have pictured lots of tons of potential scenarios where I could about where I could be in the future, or how I might die, or how I might die, what people I might get myself involved with, plenty of shit and hardcore shit, as hard as frozen horse shite. And I'm sorry to I feel so sorry to let you guys know that, ever since. I can't adjust the position of this camera. What's going on? Yes, and I have another hard decision to make about whether I should relocate myself back to the hotel, to the second camping site, to house a pathetic dude like me who is currently in his homelessness and exile. That's another, that camping site has a laundry room located at the ground floor, just right beside, or should be inside the lobby, where I don't have to go to the rooftop, to the top floor to do my laundry. And that's when suicidal thoughts began to reach its peak. And there are multiple occasions where those suicidal thoughts reached its peak, and I don't want to. I certainly don't want them to reoccur, though they, though instead I have experienced plenty of panic attacks. Those panic attacks can be quite subtle. I don't know if they already existed. They have already existed ever since I began to possess self-consciousness, or they somehow crept or warmed inside my brain or my mind or my soul sometime after or during the days I spent at high school, since one of the earliest instance I can recall where I had panic attacks, suicidal thoughts, or even thoughts about killing my roommates. You know. The first instance of those horrible shite that I can recall might be somewhere in year 2000 and year 2007 or year 2008 probably. It should be year 2008. But I'm not gonna dive deep into those thoughts for this video anyway. I have far more important things to attend to. I have to find ways to keep myself more motivated amidst of all this ongoing shite. I have to find ways to get help. To at least get myself some medications, some prescription medications. But I don't see. I just don't see any likelihood of such thing happening. That could somehow improve my current mental condition. I have suspicions about whether I have gotten myself some herpes or some other sorts of STDs. Though I have no firm firm evidence to substantiate my suspicion or to verify my suspicion. So everything has gone haywire. Every hell has begun to break loose. Ever since my old man got engulfed or devoured by the void of nothingness. I wish I had some good news for you guys tonight, but I don't. Yes, there are. I have received news that my youngest, well, it's not exactly my youngest cousin, but let's just say we used to be close, and somehow it appears to me that he wants to have lunch or dinner with me or something, to hear more about my current grievances. But I don't, I just don't currently have the strength, and I feel so shy to go and see him with my current state of misery. So long as you fall victim to the disease I caught myself, I caught. You will begin to have so many worries, so much distress, and they can get so overwhelming, and you just don't know what to do, except to hide yourself, to shield yourself from those shite. It's so excruciating, man. It's so excruciating. It has reached a point where I just don't where I just can't get any pleasure out of anything I do, except, trying to work more and more, trying to work harder, earn a bit of more cash, and drinking this. This is what's exactly been keeping me going. Not exactly most recently, but ever since I discovered this on Taobao, where I can get this from Japan via sellers on Taobao. They apparently imported this from Japan via the free trade zone in Shanghai. Yes. So my rent, let's just it still sounds quite like a metaphor, but let's just say, yes, the rent I paid to this hotel is gonna be, it's gonna be due next, is it next Tuesday? Yes, next Tuesday, which is the 7th of July. Yes, the 7th of July, year 2020, and I still haven't decided whether I should move back to my second camping site or continue to continue staying here for another week and see if my second camping site has finished all of those renovation work. Excuse me, sorry. So what's been making me want to relocate to my second camping site is they have the laundry room where I can do my laundry with minimal likelihood that I could get harassed by intrusive thoughts of suicide and self-harm, and I've also actually disclosed that address to one of my aunts, but I don't think, I just don't see, I just don't see my final outcome won't be a green one. Everything just looks so grim to me, so grim and so desperate. Yes. So who is making things so hard? Exactly what has made my life so hard? The things I can think of. Sexual immorality, yes, I have committed those, and I committed those previously, and I suppose it will still take a great deal of time for me to completely get rid of sexual immorality. At least the temptation to do so, to commit sexual immorality, will always stay with me, will always remain in my soul and body. Yes. I didn't ask to be born as a dude. I didn't ask to be born by that wicked woman. I didn't ask to continue to live in this state of misery. If I ever could, return to my grandma's residence, I would already have done so, but I just can't. At least not at the moment. At least not in several days more. That's just not gonna happen. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, Jesus. I just can't do it. Maybe I might, kill myself as soon as I find ways that can cause minimal level of pain. As soon as I find some ways to do it, I might just end this state of misery myself. Thank you guys for watching and listening. In case I don't see you again, bye bye. Farewell.